While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Sorry about that. Here we go. We're off back. Welcome, fans, to episode 21 of Off the Rails Sports Saturday. I'm your host, Coach Miguel Medeiros, along with the voice of the Denver basketball and baseball, Paul Eaton, and also with soccer Also, we have Coach Thayer, the guru of baseball, and also our sound operator today. Today, guys, we've got our guest is Emily Hester, the chairperson for the June Dairy Month for 4-H, and so excited because after getting information about what she's doing and what she's what it's all about, and she's going to explain all that to us today, and we'll go into how dairy and the theme of the month. Let me go back. So the theme is Milk's Got Game, and the reason why it relates to Emily so much is that. Let me go back again. Okay, let me start this
she's
over.
got game, all right?
Okay. She is the chairperson for Sumner County June Dairy Month. So she goes around Sumner County and promotes dairy along with 4-H, and she explains the importance of the dairy industry. And not just for the farmers, but also for our health. And the cool thing, I think the coolest thing I think about all of this is that her family is the only dairy farmers left in Sumner County. That's the only. I mean, there's other dairy farmers in other counties, but for Sumner County, her family is the only dairy farmers we have in Sumner County.
And that was an unknown fact to me.
Oh yeah. And so I thought that was pretty cool, and so she fits it so well, being raised on a dairy farm, and then like we said, Milk's got game, so she can go into the athletic part of it. She is an athlete. She does participate in some sports. That you are an athlete.
I am an athlete.
She's all around the athletics at Portland High School.
Well, you guys talk about race car drivers being athletes, and I say I'm not so sure farmers are athletes. Ain't no do's and don'ts about it, period.
Well, they're athletic. We'll say that.
That's fun. You row most people out and put them on a farm for a day. You're going to have to row them literally back home.
I agree.
But Emily has a chance to win $1,000. As she goes through the month, and as she does her promotions, she does a scrapbook, and then within that scrapbook, she then submits it, and it gets voted on. And if she wins, she'll win $1,000. It's not a scholarship. It doesn't come from a foundation, or it doesn't go into a foundation. It goes straight into her pocket. So it's check in hand, I guess you would say.
Yep.
Unmarked bills.
Unmarked bills. So with that, though, we'll introduce Emily Hester here. Welcome, Emily. Thank you for coming. You've been on the show a couple times before. The last time was for the flag football and everything. We talked flag football.
I feel like she needs no introduction anymore. She's everywhere. She's the face of Portland here.
For the month of June?
She's been on our show.
Yeah.
Like Miguel said, flag football and some things. We've seen your face on the billboards.
She's on the billboards and around town.
You were a special guest on the Mike and Donna show.
Yeah, it was.
Which is like
And
Donna-
they came
Donna
out to
and Mike,
us.
Donna and Mike show.
They came to you.
They
You
came,
didn't have to come to
No,
them.
they came to us. They
That
came
is,
to our dairy farm, and we filmed it in the milk barn.
So you're like Ella Langley. You're just everywhere.
And that can be seen on Facebook.
Yeah.
the Donna and Mike show that she was on. If you want to go to that, maybe we'll get a link to that on our
It was a
Facebook
little
page.
chaotic, but we made it. So
But let's start off and say welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What grade you're going into, and kind of how you can how sports are involved with what you're doing and what you've been brought up and grown to. Oh my gosh!
Hey,
I can go get my Oklahoma hat if you want.
it's a fishing hat. But
Oysters.
I'm advertising to
Yeah.
get free hats.
Oh, hats.
Hats, yeah, this hat right here.
Where's the hat
It's,
from?
it's it's oyster fly rods, little town in Georgia.
Sure they're tuned in.
Anyway,
It
Emily,
could be.
tell us a little bit about growing up on a farm and then how it helped you out with the athletics and everything that you participated
So I'm gonna go in my senior year this year, so I got one more year playing all the sports I love. But growing up on a farm has helped me learn time management, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Whatsoever, like I don't know, but because like having to deal with volleyball, football, because they are in the same season.
in. Yep.
That helped me kind of figure out how to do that kind of
And
stuff.
you're not playing football. You're a manager.
I'm
on
a
the football
manager for football, but going from football practice to volleyball practice to games on Fridays, and that it takes a lot to figure that out and figure my schedule out. So I think farming helps with that, but also the physical aspect of it, of having to haul hay or pick up feed sacks and move cows and that kind of stuff. That's a job in itself, but it also relates to the sports I play. So volleyball, I mean, you got to be strong in volleyball legs wise because you're always jumping. So me picking up hay bales and slinging hay bales and that kind of stuff has kind of shaped me for that. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing all summer, picking up hay bales. It's
Working
been-
out. You're doing your summer workout.
I am. It was, yeah, it's been fun.
How long has your family been in the dairy business?
So here in Sumner County, since 1968. My dad started it when he was 18. I'm technically a third generation dairy farmer, but my grandparents' farm was in Cottontown, so
Okay.
wasn't technically, you know what I mean.
Sumner County, but Robertson County.
Yeah, so Dad started it when he was 18 in Portland. So we're here and we're going.
How far back does your family lineage go, though? No, it doesn't matter Sumner County or whatever. How far back? Yeah,
Farming-wise?
farming as a dairy farmer.
Probably,
Because you said your grandparents was in Cottontown.
yeah, so probably a hot minute. As long as my dad can, my dad remembers his grandparents farming.
Okay.
I don't know if it was technically a dairy, but you know, like farming's been in our blood for
For a long time.
a long time.
What makes your family's farm special, in your opinion?
We're small. We're so small compared to a lot of people. So the farms in Robertson County are milking 200, 300 cows, and we're milking 100 cows. But we're staying in business and we're working every day to, try to keep that going because it is like a legacy, I guess, in our name. So that's special to me, and there's only really 3 full-time workers on our farm. So there's my dad, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. So it's them, and then I help when I can, of course, because school I can't really do,
Right.
much. But other farms have the opportunity to go out. They make enough money to pay people, or they have enough family around there. But for how small we are, but also it's a lot of work. Our family does it pretty well for only having 3 people all the time.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, where's your outlet? Like, you got 100 head. I don't know how many gallons that relates to, but
So we sell to Purity.
okay.
So
Directly to them.
yeah, directly
Okay.
to them. They pick up every other day. They pick up our milk tank every other day. So
That's a big deal, then.
yeah, so we sell to Purity. They come to us. So we have to milk 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. We do 2 in the morning because we're the first pickup that they come and do. So we want it in the tank and cooled by the time they're there.
Yeah.
And they pick up around 6. So 6:30.
Yeah.
So we gotta
Well,
book it.
There's time management there.
Yeah, that's
too.
another. Yeah, so we milk it 2 and 2, and then they go to Robertson County, and then they bring it to the place.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're first pickup on that part of that.
let's go through a typical day for you in the summer, and then let's go through a typical day for you in the fall when you do have volleyball and football. Oh, well, in the spring also because you got flag football.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
so you've got something going on, extracurricular activities there.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
involved with 4-H.
And
uh,
FFA.
And FFA. So let's see, when all that stuff ain't going on in the summertime, what is your typical day? What time you get up and go through your day, and then what time you go to bed, and then in either fall or spring, you get up, go to school, and then or whatever else, give us a typical day.
So in the summer, I wake up around 4:30. Me and Dad, I go help Dad feed the baby calves because that's his job, kind of. So my brother-in-law and my nephew milk at 2. They're like, my dad used to, but he's getting a little older. So then I go help him with the baby calves at 4:30. We feed them at 4:30 so we can get the day started. And then we do all of our bag feeding. So we stack up. We have bigger heifers and some steers that we have to drive like 20 minutes to. They're towards Cottontown and that kind of stuff. So we sack up around 9-10 sacks of corn. They get 12 scoops of corn each, which comes out to around 50 pounds a bag. So we load those, bring those out there, feed them. They come back, do whatever is going on for the day. So if it's cutting hay, we're gonna go cut hay. Or if it's something broke, we're working on a tractor, we're gonna work on the tractor. Or it's just unpredictable day by day. And then we milk around 1:32. So I try to help with that, but also it just kind of depends on what we're doing that day. So if we're hauling hay, and I'm hauling hay, I can't go milk, but my brother-in-law does. So it just kind of depends on the day with that kind of stuff. And then we feed our calves around 5, and then we have to do whatever else is left, and then go to bed probably 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10.
Wow.
And then in the fall's hard because I don't really get to do much because I wake up at 6 for school, get there, go to school.
They don't make you wake up at 4:30 and do a little bit
No,
before you gotta go to
Dad
school?
don't, which is surprising. I think I will this fall because we're supposed to have like 30 baby calves in the next month or 2. So that'll be a job for him on itself. So right now I think we have like 5 because they haven't calved yet. So that will be something I will have to start doing with him in the morning just because there's so many of them. And then go to school. I have 4th block football. Stay out there till 3, around 3. And then go into volleyball practice, which is from 3:30 to 5:30. So I go to volleyball till then, and then if it's a game day, I go to games, and that they start at 6, so they don't really end till 7:30. Then I get home around 8:30, and then have to do my homework and all that stuff. So it's
That's the
around,
time they kind of has to fend for themselves in the fall.
yeah, and Dad makes it to everything. He makes it to all my games and that kind of stuff. So,
awesome.
but then like on the weekends, we have farmers markets through September. So I get up Saturday morning after football games on Friday night and go work the Hendersonville Farmers Market until 1 o'clock. So we have to get up around 4:30 Saturday morning, and then we have to feed everything, and then we have to be up there by 7 to set up for 8. We start at 8, and then we're done at 1, and then we feed everything that evening.
So
So
the
at the
question,
farmer's market, what do you offer? When you go there? What do you do?
We sell our beef. We have a beef business too.
Can
Well,
you
speak-
only buy it there? Can you?
No,
can
we
you
have a
out
store at our farm.
Kenny Steaks going?
Mhm.
All right, I'll be out there later today.
Okay.
You open on Saturdays?
Yeah.
what are you, if you know this, what are you selling? That's a question I was supposed to ask. What are you selling, like quarter cow?
We do
Half
quarter, half holes, and we do individual cuts too.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say, I don't need a half
Yeah,
cow.
no.
I just want a
No.
couple
No,
pieces of
we-
meat
Not
to
in
put
one
on-
sitting at least.
to
Yeah.
put on the grill.
But I would like to know what a quarter cow is, because me and my brother would sit there and go in on that.
it's $6 dress weight, so it just depends on the cow.
Okay.
You get a little bit of everything on that kind of stuff. If you do a half a cow and you split it, you get a quarter each, which then
Right.
you get to pick your cuts. So like if you want no roast and you want to put it in hamburger and get hamburger and steak, you can do that. in that kind of sense. And then the hole's like the
That's
same,
still $6
and it's still
per
$6.
cut.
Yeah,
Okay.
dress weight. So take the skin, the head off, and that's your dress weight.
Okay.
But
He brought that up, and that kind of
And
led me
today's
into that.
special is add 5% to whatever the bill normally is, and that will go to PSN Network Knowledge.
These two questions kind of go hand in hand. How has growing up on a farm shaped you, and what lessons has being a farmer taught you about sports?
I guess you gotta be a team player, either way. Because if you don't work together on that kind of stuff, it ain't gonna work. So, and being like I guess a leader. My dad is also like, I guess the leader of the farm, which I mean he runs it. So I see that from him. But if something needs to get done, he's gonna tell you to get it done, and you better get it done, or or it don't run. So, but also like teamwork is also a big thing because of how much stuff we have going on. If you don't help each other with that, it won't get done, and then there goes your profit down the drain. So if we're working on a tractor and there's only one person working on it, well, that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? You're gonna need, and I think in sports, that's why I'm such a team, I guess a team player is I want everybody to do their job because that's what I've always had to do.
That goes back to, I can remember your interview about the flag football, about certain girls on the flag football team not pulling their own weight during
Yep.
practice or whatever, and that's something that irritated you, and now I can see that because how you relate it to your life outside of sports
Yeah.
and everything. I can also see it shaping you as you're not afraid of hard work. So if you're going to get out there, you're going to be out in the hayfields all day or in the dairy barn or whatever, you're going to be there. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's 100 degrees outside. Humidity is whatever it is.
Yeah,
And there's nothing you can do about it. So
might as well do it.
when you
Do
get
it right.
When you come to practice and it's a hot practice, I don't know how many times as a coach I've sat there and coached. Thayer could probably talk about this too. Players come out and go, "Oh man, coach, it's so hot. It's so humid today. I really don't want to do nothing. I don't feel like doing nothing." It's just you can't do that. You can't sit there and tell your dad, "Hey, I want to sit this one out. I think it's too hot.
Yeah.
Wet bulb is a little bit too high. We can't practice today. We got to stay inside, Dad." Oh, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So, you're not afraid of hard work and getting out there in the heat and working and sweating. And
Yeah.
So,
Back to flag. Some of the girls, we would walk outside, and remind you, it's spring, okay? So it's not even that hot outside yet. And they're like, "It's so hot. I'm sweating." I'm like, "You just walked out here. It's not even that hot." And then they would complain. And they need water every 2 seconds. I was like, "Calm down, guys. We're not even doing anything." But
yeah, I can see that with her.
yeah, it was, and Coach West knew it made me mad. We've had some conversations.
Well, let's start talking a little bit more about the June Dairy Month. So, what exactly is June Dairy Month? If you can explain that to us.
So, it's like a national thing where June is represented as Dairy Month. I mean, it just,
So, nationally, in what? In 4-H? Or is it
it's like a
farmers?
it's like a world thing. I don't even know,
Oh, I like
So,
all farmers are all part of a group, a secret
So-
group society, and June is the dairy.
It was established in the 1800s
Okay.
or something, and it was
Oh, you can tell me anything, I'll believe you.
I don't know it was named differently, but then it started getting popular again, or closer to now, and so that's been
I can remember it growing up.
yeah.
They had them celebrations and stuff like that. And you get,
I'm sure it's been around.
You get double
never paid
milks at
attention.
school. And
Yeah, it'd be
I remember
it's a
that.
whole
It was
thing.
great time.
But it's just to
Awareness.
yeah, it is, because dairy farming is a dying industry. Tennessee used to have 2,000 dairies, and now we're down to about 100.
Oh, wow.
So it's crazy how much and that's in the last 20 years.
Is it because of bigger conglomerates taking dairy farms over, or is it
It's-
just the cows are going away?
They
period?
industrializing the dairy market,
Yeah,
I guess.
just like they are corn and all that other.
Well,
kind
most
stuff
of them
where
are
they're killing small farmers.
family owned dairy farms. So when you have these big ones, that are in Wisconsin and they're milking 2,000, 3,000 cows.
Right.
We can't compete in that. They're making more money than us, but feed prices have gone sky high and milk prices have gone down. So it's like paying for it is, you're not getting any profit off of it. So plus having to run equipment to cut our hay to feed them, and to buy corn for them, and just feed in general, because our cows, dairy cows, have to have a specific feed to keep their milk supply up. Yeah. So that's out of the roof. So it's just like we don't make enough money. Smaller farms don't.
Let me ask you this. That just popped in my head. Do y'all, when you said you have to feed them a certain type of feed for them to produce, when you signed your contract with Purity, or your dad signed your contract with Purity, did Purity sit there and say, hey, we want you to use this feed because we want the milk to taste a certain way? We found that using this feed does that, or it produces, does Purity come in with them being kind of like with me and Kyle, where we work for basically a company, but they work for Nissan. Nissan comes in and tells us how they want stuff,
Yeah.
and we have to make sure we get it done that way. So does Purity come in and go, hey, we want you to use this type of feed and, this and this, because we want our product to be tasting like this, to where somebody else might use a different type of feed? Do you know? Is that
So
something?
it just kind of, they didn't come in and say that.
Right.
But it varies different dairy farms. So Bernards in Robertson County, I went and saw all their stuff. They mix their own feed, which we do too. We have a TMR mixer and we put haylage in there, and the feed that we buy from Berkman's, we buy it from Berkman's Feeds. But our cows are different from their cows. So our cows are outside, they get all the grass they want. But with that and how we're the tallest point in Portland. I don't know if that we just, and it's, somebody's told us that because our cows are on like legit the tallest point. So they have to walk down this big hill every day to come get milked. So our feet problems was kind of why we had to get a feed that's like specialized to them. So our cows would get foundered, like not, yeah. So and their feet would be really hot. So they would lay down in the holding pen and then get really nasty, like before they get milked. So then we'd have to, like wash extra hard, and they would like kind of like limp. It wouldn't be all of them, but it would be, so we'd have to run foot baths like every other day. But we got to this feed, and then we got with a specialist and what we needed to sow on the hills for them to eat and that kind of stuff. So that feed makes sure that they have all the minerals and vitamins and everything that they need, but also not going to hurt them. So it don't have as much grain in it, or, that kind of stuff. So the Bernards in Robertson County, they grind their own corn, because they got like 1,200 acres. They got a lot of acres to do, anything they want. So they grind their own corn that they raise, and they put cottonseed in it, and all, like, they do theirs by hand, like not by hand, but like they pick and choose, and that kind of stuff. They like mix their own feed.
Their recipe is by
yeah.
hand type of thing.
Yeah,
So.
they pick, how much they want. But their cows are also in a freestall barn, which is they're in a barn with bedding, and they got like stalls they can go in, and they can just roam and eat as much as they want. So they feed them twice a day, but they stick their head through these gates and they just eat whatever they want. They go lay down and just sit, and just, when ours is on grass all the time. So it just depends on the dairy farm, if that makes any sense.
So you want healthy, strong, vibrant cows or lazy cows? I'm thinking your cow.
Well, it's I'm sitting here thinking about people talking about the Wagyu steaks, in Japanese and over in Japan and everything, how they treat them and everything to make them tender and everything. It's kind of the same thing. You want them to produce good milk. It falls in that kind of category, and it's crazy to sit there and think that making a cow walk on hard ground, concrete, or whatever it may be, or laying in a pen type of thing, compared to walking on the grass and having to do that with your feet and everything would make a difference in how they produce the milk and everything. That's just it's crazy to. I knew there was going to be a ton of stuff that I didn't know, but it's crazy how
And
it
next
all
time you have a
relates.
drink of milk, you'll think all these things through.
The bad thing is I don't drink milk very much, so.
And that I do every day.
Do you actually?
Yes, I do. Of course,
Oh,
I
well,
do.
I don't. So.
Oh man, don't say that. But National Dairy Month takes place every June, which we know. Originally established in 1937 as National Milk Month.
Okay, I knew it was some kind
Yeah.
of different.
And obviously it's to promote dairy consumption.
Yeah, and why it's.
But
so
I
good
remember
for
it.
us.
I distinctly remember it and grown up.
Yeah.
With just
So like this month we've gone to different schools and preschools and like I've been on I think another radio station. I think two went to Ball State and then
Okay.
one in Hendersonville I think. But at these schools that we go to, we
You didn't go to ours here in town?
no.
Okay.
they didn't invite her.
No, we don't know anybody over there
That's
anymore.
okay, that's
we went
okay.
last year, but we didn't go this year.
That's great.
Anyway,
Um,
but look, I'm here.
You are. So, what does it mean to you to be? So, first, how did you get selected as chairperson? And so, what is that duty? What is your duties as a chairperson for Sumner County? And then, how did you get selected? And then, how do you, what did you think when you got selected?
So really, I didn't really want to do it, but Michelle Sadler, she's my cousin, and she was like, "You need to do it. It'll be a lot of fun," and because she's over it. So so I went in last year, and it was me and two other girls, and we went and took an interview. I'm not good at interviews, okay? I just ain't, because I ain't proper. I ain't about that life. Because like.
That's why we got you here.
Yeah, like I just, I ain't. So, one girl out interviewed me, but whatever. So she got it last year.
Okay.
But last year's theme was
I'm not
like,
gonna name no names, but we can go back and look who was chairperson of that.
You let us know, we'd have roughed her up on the way out.
last year's theme was superheroes, like milk gives you superpowers or something. I don't know. Not a theme I would be good at, okay? So I'm low-key glad that I didn't get it. But last year I got selected as co-chair. So I had to sign a contract that said in 2026, 2027 year, you would, well, I guess 2026 technically. I'm used to like school, that you'd be the chairperson and that you would go around and, do all of this stuff. So I signed it. So she did her thing last year. And then this year's theme came out in February, I think. And she was like, "It's Milk's Got Game." And I was like, that is perfect for me because I have so many things I can do with that. So I was excited on that part of it because it was a theme I could actually figure out how to do something with.
Mhm.
Like superheroes, I would have been like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. But when it kind of like, it hit close to home because I was like,
Yeah.
I do play all these sports and I do understand why it's so important.
It's like both your passions kind of
Just-
interacted.
Just
Yeah.
mixed, and it was great. I go around and they're like, "Oh, what do you do other than farming?" I'm like, "I play sports," and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I do all the things." So that was fun. I go around to all these schools. It just depends on what school and how many people. We've made butter this year, so we get heavy whipping cream.
Really?
And we have these little containers we hand the kids, and we put heavy whipping cream in them, and we tell them to shake. And it takes a good 20 minutes of shaking, and then there's butter.
I bet them kids are dying by the
Oh,
time 20 minutes
well, they
is done.
normally have a partner, so we tell them to partner up. So, but yesterday we went, and there's 17 kids, okay? Little kids, kindergartners.
Yeah, yeah.
And we gave them all just one separate one because we had extra stuff. So it was like just trying to get rid of it. June is almost over. I've had yesterday I've shook more butter than I have all year. They were handing me butter like 24, like, they're like, "Shake this, I can't do it." I was like,
We'll have to find an automatic.
yeah, yeah. And then we make ice cream in a bag, which is,
Explain.
yeah, so it's milk, vanilla, sugar. We put it in a little Ziploc bag, and we double bag that one. And then we put in a big, like, gallon bag,
Yeah.
we put ice and rock salt, and you put the little bag in there,
In that bag.
and then you shake it. So that one you really do need a partner with because it takes forever. Second, it gets so cold that your hands would die.
So that's old
Your hands
school
will die.
It feels horrible.
Homemade ice cream then.
Yeah. But then we just take the bag out and they just eat it out of the bag.
Never seen that.
How much?
Should have brought some of this stuff with you.
I meant to
Coach
bring
Miguel could shake
I
it
meant
for
to
us.
bring
Yeah,
y'all
I'll see.
ice
Well, I'm
cream
watching.
and I forgot it. I doubt y'all would have ate ice cream.
We'd
this
have to
early.
partner up, man. My arms ain't into shaking no more. They'd be so out of shape. I'd be sore for the next week. You kind of went over. So, what responsibilities? What responsibilities do you have as a chairperson besides you're just going out and promoting as much as you can, letting people know about how much important milk is to everything from living a normal life to living a healthy life to how it can affect you as an athlete. And then, so once next week is done, you're done. You have no responsibilities, or what?
I'm still gonna promote it because we are the
It's-
last dairy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And people are like, well, I don't like dairy. I'm like, but you really need to try to like dairy.
Who doesn't like dairy? I mean, dairy's
some people say they
encompassing
don't
a
like
lot of
cheese.
stuff.
Do y'all like cheese?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh,
I love
life
cheese.
without cheese would be terrible.
I know,
Yes.
and I'm like, how do you not like cheese? and
It's
then they're like,
bizarre. I mean, on top of stuff, just
Yep.
I like pieces of cheese.
me too.
You know what I mean?
I like string cheese. Like,
Yeah.
String cheese. You take a block of cheese. I used to take a block of cheese, just open
And
it
I've
up,
got
and
family
just
from
shred it, and I
Wisconsin.
break it off
And
and just
just
eat a
eat
big
it?
chunk
Yeah.
of cheese. Yeah.
And I got family from Wisconsin, so you know how they are about curds and all that stuff up there.
yeah.
But so how much freedom did you have with your activities? Like, did you decide what you wanted to do to promote or to do things, or what you're going to do when you go to the school? Did you decide, hey, we're going to do this because this, it'll show them kind of this, or did someone sit there and go, hey, of course, you got to go do Sports Saturday, and you got to go do the radio station at Ball State.
So Michelle
And-
did sit down and gave him and was like, "These are what we have scheduled, like the places."
Right.
And she was like, "What activities do you want to do?" So I was like, "Of course, butter and ice cream in a bag are like the main ones that we do." And we
Yeah.
went to the farmers market Thursday in Portland, gave out frozen Go-Gurts just to get it out there,
Yep.
to little kids and stuff. But we would do different activities. Like I would read so we got a book and it was Life on a Dairy Farm. So it went through the responsibilities of everyday life of a dairy farmer.
Yep.
So I'd read that. We'd play a game, and it was like we'd have a beach ball, and I would throw it to them. They had numbers on them. So whatever their thumb landed on when they grabbed it, it was a dairy fact. So I had to ask them a question and see if they knew the answer. So we were promoting it that way. We had Culver's sponsored us and gave us 150 custard cups.
Yeah.
So we had 75 of chocolate and 75 of vanilla. We handed those out to kids. We made ice cream sundaes with those. But activity wise, we did a little bit of everything. We did like beanbag toss, and then if you got it in, you answered a question, or that kind of stuff. And we did, like I said, like the facts and me just reading and that kind of stuff. But the main thing was ice cream bag and butter, because it did take,
Ice cream bag, I can see that being it.
and it gets everywhere, because it melts the ice, so water and salt just gets everywhere.
Didn't think about that.
So we
a little
do it.
messy, a little messy.
We do it outside, but there's been so many days I've just been covered in salt.
Do you think, and you're not going to change it because it's been since the 1800s, y'all just said that, you think they should need to move Dairy Month to a month to where school's still in session? Do you think that would be a big thing?
It would make sense.
It
if you
would.
Thought about it.
It would.
Maybe put it in May, that way you catch the last, everybody's done in May to the point of they're done teaching. You're just trying to get through, to get done, you're giving kids responsibilities of just coloring, whatever, talking about
Yeah.
younger kids. But you could hit the middle school, you could hit the,
Well, it's
the
like when I
elementary
said I
school,
remember.
the preschool.
Yeah, getting-
When I was in school, it wasn't in June. It was during.
And it's not like we're going to
Yeah.
go and
'Cause I can
change.
just remember the
The
big
everything.
to-do, and I wouldn't have remembered it in the summer because I was out running
Yeah.
around having fun, not going to school.
I get why they put it in June. I guess because it's hot. You know what I mean? And then it's like ice cream. You know,
Yeah.
you can do ice cream all the time. But I would see it in schools being better because you could get it out to kids that don't even know about farms
Yeah,
more
Right.
than
I just think it'd be easier to promote.
They
yeah.
know their PlayStation Xboxes. That's all they know.
Because we could do it over the announcements, or have them post about it, or whatever. So that kind, I think it would be beneficial.
Maybe
don't-
maybe
All right, that's your
start
job. We got to get it.
maybe start a week or two, the last week or two in May,
And then
and just start promoting it and everything, so you
Yeah.
can catch the schools there right before they get out,
yeah,
and then go into it and everything. It's kind of pre-dairy month type of activities. What's been your favorite event so far?
that's a hard one.
That's why we ask the questions.
I know. I like all of them. They've kind of all been good. I feel like I don't really know if I have a favorite. I don't know. I've gotten a lot of hugs this year too.
A lot of what?
Hugs
Okay.
from little kids.
Oh.
I'm just like, chill. I'm like, calm down. I don't know. I've enjoyed everything that I've done this year, and
You're glad that you
yeah,
signed that paper.
I did, and
Yeah.
Dad hates it because I'm never home. Because my June schedule, there's like a week where we didn't do anything, but they were at 4-H camp.
Yeah.
So like Michelle was there, and I was supposed to go to the beach that week, so I didn't go. But then I didn't go to the beach, so I got to work that whole week.
You got to?
Yeah, and so Dad was happy about that. But it just sucks because most of it's midday,
Yeah.
so it's like I'm having to leave.
Right in the middle.
That's the only thing that sucks about it. But it's like when it's preschoolers and stuff, you can't just,
Right.
you can't just. But
So, tell me if this makes sense. It says June was picked eventually because that is the peak milk production
It is.
of the year.
so cows, more like May and June, that's like their milk production
Okay.
peak because it's a little cooler, which June has been so hot this year. I feel like, and that's what everybody said. I think, like farming wise, because it's been so dry too.
Well, the climate has changed so much in
Yeah.
the last 200 years compared to, you got winter for us don't come until January now. So,
You got El Nino and La Nina, and you never know
Yeah.
what that's going to do to you. Just throwing it out there.
I would say some stuff, but I'm not going to do it. But yeah, it's just how everything changes. It's hotter, you go all the weather effects that you have. More rain, not enough rain, whatever. So I can see maybe June was something big, back in the early 1900s or something like that, where,
'Cause- Like, cows do better when it's cooler outside. So when it's hot, so when we get into end of June, July, August, 1st of August, and it is scorching outside, they don't milk near as good.
Okay.
But
are they stressed? Is that what
it's
it is?
just so hot. Like, yeah, so it's like, especially our cows,
Yeah.
they have to walk and, and we give them plenty of water. They get any water they can, we got like 15 watering troughs that they can go to.
It's like water on the football team.
It's like,
Gotta
but
give them water.
they'll drink 50 gallons of water a day, cows will,
Yeah.
per cow. So, gotta have a lot of water. But, so I think it's part of that. And that's where our feet problems came from, too. They were so hot, and they were, it was either really muddy outside because it's rained so much, and then the humidity and that kind of stuff, that does not help our feet problems. But we've got it cleared now. But they would rather be cold than hot, cows would. So they thrive, in spring, in, early, in, late fall.
Rather be cold.
I agree.
I get that.
I'm one of those people too, but
I'm the other way around.
you would rather be
I'd
hot.
rather be hot. Than
I
I
just
don't
think
do cold
I
very
don't
well.
know. I think if you're cold, you can always try to add more
that's
stuff
what I'm saying.
to try to get warm.
yeah,
And if you got nothing else to put on, I can understand that. But once you're hot,
you're just
you can only take off so much,
Yeah.
and you're still hot. You
Yeah.
can't do nothing about it. So, at least you're looking at some type of relief. But I mean, everybody's different. So,
Everybody's different.
and with cows, if they have snow on their backs when it's snowing,
Yeah.
that means that their body temperature is perfect because
it's not melting the snow.
and they're
They're not
insulated and it's
Know that.
it's a whole thing.
Would've never thought about that.
It's really cool.
Well, it goes back to why the Japanese treat their cows, or how they treat their cows and everything. If you stress them, it's supposed to make the meat tougher, is what they say. So that's why they sit there and do all that.
That's part of like the meat business too. Is if you have a bull and you keep it a bull and go and kill it, the meat will be so much tougher. So we steer our bulls when they're like 2 months old. So then they don't have any it don't get tense or nothing,
Right.
because they don't have anything, and then yeah.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
marshmallow them out is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then we just, but that's the move there. And it's the same way with like dairy, like with heifers and stuff. If you stress them out, I mean,
Yeah.
their milk production will go down, and really anything. Cows can get stressed really fast.
Have you ever seen where you might have stressed a cow out and say they didn't produce the milk that you needed, but then the next time you go milk in a day or two, they've kind of calmed down, and now all of a sudden,
It don't take them long to calm down. It's just the fact of you have to give them the time to do it. So if we're moving heifers or whatever, and one of them keeps jumping the fence or that kind of stuff, they're not going to come back in there and calm down for us to, get them where they need to be
Right.
until probably the next day. You got to give them the space and the time, which all of our cows have to be milked or they'll get mastitis, which is not a good thing. So we have to dump that milk. They can't even go in the tank when they have mastitis. So it's like you gotta take precautions, especially when they're younger, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like if they're a fresh heifer coming into the barn, we can't just rush them in there, and expect them to be fine.
right.
So it just kind of depends on that part of it.
Let's move toward the sports part of it, of you and everything. So, why do you think dairy and sports go hand in hand?
Like why it's important?
Yeah.
Well, because milk already has calcium and vitamin D in it, which is good for your bones and that kind of stuff. And chocolate milk. Instead of drinking Gatorade and Powerade or even water after workouts or practice, chocolate milk is what you need to.
Yeah.
It's proven that it is a better recovery drink than any of the rest of them because it has the sugar that your body needs that you just, ran out and that kind of stuff. And it still has all the vitamins and minerals and stuff that you need in your body as normal milk does. So the sugar gives you the energy and replenishes that kind of stuff, but it also gives you the important things as well.
So you have special cows to produce the chocolate milk?
I wish. That'd be cool.
What's crazy about that, and I've seen this as a coach, we used to provide the guys with chocolate milk and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after workouts. You would go find at the end of the year hundreds and hundreds of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches hidden behind lockers and stuffed in corn, and because they didn't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Dude, just throw them away. Don't
and the
stick 'em
kids,
behind
Yeah,
lockers.
and the kids will not drink chocolate milk. And we're trying to explain to them how important it is. Growing up, that's what everybody loved Fridays because that's what you got in elementary was chocolate milk was Friday. Everything else was nobody wanted milk on the Monday.
And the key is after the workouts.
Yes,
not
yes,
during
exactly.
the workouts.
It's after, and we bought milk, and we tried to give it to the kids, to the athletes, and they would not drink it, and they would not eat the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They
Just
would
don't
not.
hide them. Give them
that-
back.
and,
There's somebody that
and we
wants to
told
eat
them if you don't want to eat it, just
and it's
leave
not
it.
like you're
Yeah.
eating a South sandwich. Now, I did that once. I was working in the field and someone brought me a South sandwich and I go, I was starving, but I wasn't eating it. I'm sorry. It's not very good stuff. You don't sell that at your store, do you? Okay, I hope not.
Excuse me. Sorry. Well, you've done talk about the nutrients that chocolate milk does, and but have you personally used milk as a recovery drink? Do you use it after you work out or after practice or
Sometimes,
something?
yeah. And I know Mallory Allen, our setter for volleyball, she said she drinks it after every practice.
What kind of milk
So-
you drink?
I drink just purity,
Good answer.
but that's
I was setting you
I
up
drink my
there,
own
you know.
milk. We're drinking
I
our own.
hope you be drinking your own milk. But
I thought you was asking like red cap, blue cap.
no, like just what brand?
pink cap.
Are you
I
a
was setting
whole
her up.
milk?
I'm a
say-
whole milk
So
person.
what is better for the athlete? So is it a whole milk? Is it skim milk? Is it half and half? Is it,
I say
2%?
whole milk.
I agree.
I think raw milk would be better for everybody,
Wow.
but that's just my opinion as a farmer, I guess. People think
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry for interrupting you, because you're going to get somebody to sit there and go, "There's no way I'm drinking raw milk coming from a cow without it going through the process of being cleaned." Da, 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 da. What is your argument on how would you sit there and present it to somebody? And go, "Hey, you really need to be drinking the raw milk and not the processed milk, even though it's still good."
yeah, so when it's pasteurized, like when it goes
That's
to
what I
the,
was looking for.
to the plant and it gets pasteurized, it kills the good bacteria in it, and then they add vitamin D to it. That is one of the vitamins that they do add to milk. So raw milk, I mean,
So vitamin D is not natural in the milk.
it is, but when it's pasteurized, it kills
Oh,
most
takes
of it.
Okay, gotcha.
So then that they add more because that's like the main thing, and calcium in it. They don't add but but raw milk, that bacteria that people think are so harmful, it's really not. It's good bacteria that you really need. So it kills. So in milk, it's called lactase. So that is the bacteria that pasteurization kills. So if you're lactose intolerant, you need that lactase to, you can process it if it has it in it. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can drink raw milk because it has the lactase in it. So it don't kill it off. So I've known many of people that, you gonna look it up?
Yeah, he is. I think that could be a business. And as many people as
That's what
I've
I'm
talked
looking up.
to,
Is that available?
if you're lactose intolerant, why
I'll
not
tell
sit
you
there?
it's available because we do it.
Why not sit there and sell that, going, "Hey,
Right.
this
And I
has
think the
lactase
only
in
reason
it."
that they do it the other way is industry-wide.
Yes.
You don't know. You get one bad milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to say, "Oh,
thing,
this has
and
got you got mixed
it
and."
can take out the whole
And then
batch.
there's-
So they
and-
do this
I can
just
see
to
that.
make sure
Yeah.
everybody's good. If they were doing it like from just their farm, where they had their thumb on it, then they would know we don't got anything going on here, so
Yeah.
we're good to go.
So we do sell raw milk, but it's pet milk. That's
Is that
how
what
we
you-
have to market it.
Okay,
Because if not, then we have to
and
get.
you're not going to go to the store and have somebody go, "Hey, go get that pet,
FDA
Yeah.
or
get that
It-
pet
you know,
milk
we
for
have
me,
to
less
go
and I'm
regulations
gonna,
on it.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
and I'm
So
gonna
if
drink
we
it."
label it as pet milk, well, that's you bought pet milk. We don't know what you just did with it. You know
Right.
what I
It's
mean?
for your
Yes,
pet.
yes. yeah.
It's
We
not
don't
a
care about our
liability on
pets.
us when they
We
when
sold
we
it
label
as
it.
this. What you use it on, or how,
It's
or whatever.
your own
it's
fault,
you.
not which we've not had anybody get sick off of our raw milk,
Right.
but
Like I said earlier, I would trust
Yeah.
a business like yours.
A local
furnishing
farmer,
me,
yeah,
yes,
about
instead of
100%.
mixing from
Yeah.
a bunch of
No, I
places
wouldn't
that you don't
wanna-
know.
Going into
Yeah.
Kroger's, Food Line, whatever
Yeah,
it may be.
no,
I'm
I-
not going into Costco and buying.
That would make
Yeah.
me nervous.
yeah,
but
definitely. I
so
can see
we
that.
have like 3 cows that we get it out of, and we check them every time before we make sure we have this mix that we just squirt a little bit in the cup, and then we milk a little bit from each quarter in there, and then it'll turn either light purple or dark purple, which light purple is good, like it's fine. So we check all of them just like that, the 3 that we get it out of, and we milk it into a separate container, and then we strain it. So we have this like little strainer just to make sure that like the dirt or bugs that are like that accidentally might have got in the container, we strain it out into glass jars. We have glass half-gallon jars, and then we put the tops on it and put it in the fridge, and we sell it. So
Pretty cool.
yeah.
Have you noticed yourself using the chocolate milk after a workout? Have you noticed it recovers better or not? Or are you just drinking it because that's what people are saying that's what you need to do? Have you noticed yourself any difference?
I think it gives me more energy.
Does it?
But like me personally, I don't drink Gatorades and stuff after I go and get a Coke. So Coke versus chocolate milk is always going to be better.
A Coke's gonna be
well, I
better
mean,
than
chocolate.
Coke.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Say that again. Oh, sorry.
Chocolate.
When you
chocolate
drink the
milk is
chocolate
gonna be
milk,
better
you're
than-
seeing your recovery. You're getting your energy back quicker
Then-
compared to going and getting a Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So-
no doubt. Coke
I am-
shouldn't even be in your diet.
Wow.
She says she wasn't proper.
Which,
But okay, that's been in my family though, because like Rayleigh, when she played basketball, my sister Rayleigh, when she played basketball, she would at halftime drink Mountain Dew in the locker room.
Oh, really?
Well, she wasn't drinking it for anything other than the major caffeine rush.
So, but she stayed drinking it. So like that's just how we are. I'll drink Coke right before practice and be fine.
Most people are. It just
It's not good for you.
you could sit there, like I said, if you could
I don't know,
change,
some-
you could change that habit. You would see the difference.
Yeah, some girls though are like, I don't know how you're doing that. I would puke, and I was like, well.
If
I've heard that
someone,
before, too.
What?
That you drink milk when you're hot, it curdles in your stomach and causes you to get sick.
It just makes my mouth, while I'm working out,
Yeah.
and I'm still going to work out after, it just gives me a weird
you leave the
taste.
film in your
Yeah.
mouth. Now
Right,
you're
now,
sitting there
after I'm
trying.
done working out and I'm chilling out, I'm cool
So,
with it.
that's just
I
like
don't never
eating
wanna
ice
do it
cream.
when I'm hot.
I've never really thought about it. When somebody eats ice cream, do you not need a glass of water after you
Oh,
get
I
done?
get
I did.
so thirsty.
Thank
I
you.
get
That,
so
exactly.
thirsty.
So why would you
No,
drink
I
it?
need
Why?
a glass of milk after I eat ice cream. Believe it or
You
not.
want a double dose?
watched-
You're following a shot with another shot.
I was
You
playing.
need to be the dairy spokesman.
I was playing adult softball when I got out of college, and we had a couple buddies go get some ice cream from McDonald's, and then he's sitting there with the ice cream cone eating away, and he's got a glass of thing of water. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "You got to have water after you eat ice cream. Do you not?" I never really thought about it,
Never done that.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, if you drank a glass of milk and then worked out while you're working out or working out in the field, or
I've
whatever,
done it before,
Oh
and
my
it's a stupid
gosh,
thing for me to do. Let me just tell you.
it's not so much it curdles in your stomach; it's just the after effects in your
The
mouth.
whole
I think.
thing.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, Emily, and we'll get into you being a nutritionalist here, if someone skips the recovery nutrition, what can happen?
Wrong person asked that too, because clearly I'm not the one to talk
you just
to.
admitted.
I just admitted I don't. Well, as Olivia says,
There you go.
because I talked to her about, well, really just like your muscles will be strained really, really bad if you do so much stuff and don't take the proper recovery. Not even just like stretching before, like stretching after, that kind of stuff, but like drinking what you need to drink, like, and then you try to go do something else the next day. It won't be very good. Like, you know how all the football boys have cramped so much this last year?
Yeah,
And we know that they don't have proper recovery.
they don't. Yeah, they ain't hydrating
You know,
like they need to.
they
be.
don't.
Yeah.
So that's clear signs. And then it's just like kind of like long lasting effects, I guess, because as you get older, you can feel that kind of stuff. If that makes any sense, because I can, and I'm only 17. You know what I mean? Like me.
So you're looking at me, Coach Thayer, going, "I know y'all got to feel it." That's what you're saying, right?
I mean, maybe. But yeah, I just think it's like long lasting and also like right then too.
Talking about life as a student athlete and an ag leader, you're involved in 4-H, FFA, sports, and you've already talked about kind of how you balance everything. When is 4-H more dominant in the spring or in the fall, or just year round? And same way with FFA. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't mess that up. please.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm an FFA guy, so don't
Okay.
mess it up. I never did 4-H. I don't know why.
But as you got more activities in the spring or fall with those two, or
Depends
is
what you
it
do.
is it more of a
It
year?
really does depend on what
what's
you
your
do.
expertise, what you
Because
focus in on.
in FFA, it's year round for me
Okay.
because I do all kinds of things. Well, I'm an officer, so I'm the vice president of our chapter in Portland. So meetings are every month. So I have that once a month. I think I'm doing 13 competitions this year for FFA, and
What competitions you do?
I do dairy judging, dairy cow judging, I do
Right.
livestock judging, soil judging, ag sales. What else have I done? I do bullpen, which is like a Shark Tank. I have to make my own product with my friend and for ag and that kind of stuff. And then, what else am I doing this year?
Do you go to state to do judging?
So
are you good at it?
our dairy cow judging is automatically to the state competition because it's like we don't have. It's like right when school
You
starts.
still go to state fair? Is
Yeah.
that where
So
it's at? Okay.
and then I do grill master, so I cook a steak.
Cool. Invite us for that.
So in
What's
it,
your style? How do you like yours cooked?
I like mine medium rare.
Okay.
But for the competition, they give us the steak so they give us all like the same type of steak, like it's from the same person that
Yeah.
you know. So we get 2 of them. Last year was a fillet, so we got 2 fillets, and you got to submit the better one that you wanted to submit. They would give us what we needed to cook it to. So I think it was like medium last year. So we, instead of like, cutting it open and like kind of seeing, you have to use a thermometer
Yeah.
and
yeah.
and make it look pretty. So that's that part of that competition, which it was good because we got to eat the other steak. We submitted one, but so that was fun. And dairy cow judging, I'm
wanna
pretty
go back
good
to that.
at.
Are you really?
Yeah, and because really you just look at their udder. Is really what you look at.
So dairy, you don't. Their udders is their main thing.
Yeah. So if it's like bigger and everything's
So you
pretty
don't
on
worry
it.
about their back.
I mean, you do, but
Right.
it's
But
mostly.
once you get to that
it's
part, then you go
yeah,
udders. I didn't
it's-
do udders. I just did normal
Yeah.
field calf. So
So like livestock is
Right.
beef cows, goats, sheep, pigs, that kind of stuff, and that's where you really look at the frame and that
right,
kind of
that's
stuff.
what I did when
Yeah.
I was in school. I didn't do dairy. That'd be cool to
Yeah,
go to that next step.
but I mean, yeah, I think I'm doing some more. I think I'm doing meat judging this year. And
Do
all
you ever
kinds of
feel like you're overwhelmed with everything that you got going on?
stuff. Yes, I do actually, so bad.
And so when that happens, kind of explain to us or explain to the people listening what happens. Why do you feel that? Kind of like what's going on when you kind of get that feeling. Do you have stuff to do on the farm? You got stuff to do for 4-H. You got football going on, volleyball going on, all in the same day.
Really, it's like the fall is what gets me the most. I guess spring too, but really fall because I do have so much stuff. So I have volleyball games 2 to 3 times a week, plus school, plus homework. So June, like last year was the year that I felt the most overwhelmed because, I take all honors classes,
What kind of GPA do you got?
like a 3.6 maybe, but it's because math is not my specialty. So I've gotten like 2 C's in math.
Really dropped it down, didn't it?
Yeah, it's not about the math, but everything else I get A's and B's. So that, like, being a good student, which my dad don't like stay on me about my grades, but I guess that in my mind's like he believes in you enough that you should you should do good. Like, he don't have to stay.
You're
on
an
me.
athlete. You're going to push yourself to strive to be
The
what
best
you-
that I
yeah,
can
exactly.
do. So plus volleyball, like I said, 3 games a week, and then practices every other day. Plus football, so I go to 4th block football, fill up all the water, stay as much as I can, and then if y'all are still practicing after us, which I not all the time, but I go and clean up everything. So that pushes me to be 6:15. Then I go help my dad feed if I can, if I don't have games, And then Friday nights, I fill up coolers during 4th block with ice, fill them up with water at 4, and then we leave by 5. So then I'm going there, and I don't get home till 10 o'clock. And then Saturdays, I have to be up at 4:30. So it's like, and then FFA meetings once a month, and
So you waking up for school at 6 o'clock is sleeping in for you.
yeah.
And so.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like I have so many responsibilities, especially in the fall, which I do. Clearly I do. You know what I mean? Like I have to be a manager, and then I have to be an athlete, and then I have to be, all those things. And for me, I just have to just take a deep breath and be like, somehow I figured it out for the last 3 years. I can do it more.
Yeah.
And part of that is having to communicate with my coaches or with my advisor for FFA. There's been many of times I've been like, well, Kirkham, I'm going to have to be late to the meeting, or Coach Taylor, I'm not going to be there for the JV game to watch because I have an FFA meeting. So I'll be there for my game, but I'm not going to be there for the JV to watch.
Right.
So it's a lot of communication between that too. But
Have you ever felt like you had to choose between athletics and agriculture?
yeah,
And what did you go with?
sports. I've done, and I think part of that's because it's like I've ag the rest of my life. Like after high school, I'm going to work on our farm and do that for the rest of my life, or as long as I'm willing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sports, in like school stuff, I really only have 4 years.
That's a good point.
So it's like this year, I'm doing all the things that I can, and I'm going to enjoy my Friday nights on the football field. I'm not playing, but I enjoy managing, and I really do. So it's like I'm enjoying that, and I'm going to enjoy my volleyball games, and I'm going to, that kind of stuff. But if Dad gets mad because I'm not coming home and working, and I stayed extra at practice because I'm trying to get everything, so be it. You know what I mean? I got the rest of my life to work. So,
If you knew a student that was kind of going to get into the same thing, being an athlete, being in 4-H, doing farm work, you kind of know this person's coming up, what would be your advice to them about trying to handle everything that you're handling right now?
communication. I would tell them they have to communicate with people because my sophomore year, I was really bad about it. And then I got better as the year went on. And now I feel like I'm pretty decent at it.
Would you tell them not to bite off more than they can chew?
Yeah.
Find out, kind of go slow at first,
And
and
then
then
figure
add a
out
little
what
bit
you
here.
can do. Yeah. I kind of just jumped into all of
I
it.
can see that.
Yeah.
I can-
You know what I mean?
That's you.
Yeah. But, and it's fine because I made it happen and I made it work. And I just learned.
For whatever reason, I'm over here. I just knowing you for the last 2-3 years with football, you're the type of person that if you need to go into a building, you didn't know what's on the other side of the door. Most people would sit there and ease into the room. You're kicking it in and jumping in, going, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then you're going to assess what's going on.
Yeah.
That is you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think that's also part of farming. It's like, whatever happens, you just gotta go. You just gotta roll with it. So, and you gotta face it head on. So if cows are out, you don't just, be like, well, how can we get them in? You just go. Like you just do it. And I think that's part of that on the sports and that kind of stuff side too. In life in general.
how has 4-H helped you prepare for leadership?
I've done a lot of, I guess, speaking
Yeah.
for 4-H. So,
You're definitely not shy.
no, I'm not. I'm not at all. And they just throw me in places where I need to be. Same with FFA. So, into the leadership role of, hey, these kids are watching you, you better, And I think that's just, I think 4-H has helped a lot with that because I've been in it since I've been so young. I've been in it since 4th grade. I was the one that, when we did livestock judging, they came to me if they needed, people my age would be
Right,
like, how did you do this, or and I've always been like that. I've been the person to figure it out and then tell other people. So I think that just I guess it kind of came naturally, but 4-H helped me with that too.
A couple more questions. We'll take a break and give you a second to catch your breath. Which organization do you think has challenged you the most, FFA or 4-H?
I think FFA, but I'm more involved in FFA. 4-H is great, but most of it's out of Gallatin,
Yeah.
out of the UT Extension office, and I'm not always down there. For FFA, I'm in the classes, and I'm an officer, and I'm always doing something with it, and I think it's gave me more skills than 4-H has, but that's just because it's so close and it's so convenient for me to do.
How has sports made you a better ag leader?
I think it just comes back to the leadership part of it. I've been a captain for my teams for volleyball for 2 years now. I was when I played JV my freshman year, I was the captain of that for volleyball, and then flag football, I've been the captain, and if they have questions, they come to me. So I don't know. I think it's just a leadership role because FFA and 4-H, like I said, do the same thing. If they need something, they come to me about it and ask. And I think that just kind of came natural to sports too. I'm going to push
Yeah.
to be the best for everybody.
I see that what farming's done for you in the FFA and 4-H is them pushing you into leadership roles. has kind of made you accept the responsibility of being able to talk in front of people, and it doesn't matter if you're not worried about looking like a fool or anything. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, like you said, there it is. Let's go do it, and how it looks, you know.
Yeah.
So you're not afraid to get into practice, like you was talking about in flag football. You're not afraid to get into practice, call anybody out, whether they're a senior or a freshman, or if you was a freshman and they're a senior. You're not afraid to sit there and call them out. Hey, this ain't right. We're not doing this right. You know, we got to perform better. And I can see where everybody will look up to you, to where on a field, on an athletic field, because of the leadership that you have learned to deal with through your organizations with the ag and everything. So I can see them going hand in hand, and just you being the way you are. And I think you was developed to that person because you got put into those roles early on. And so you got too many people afraid, well, I don't want to talk because I don't like my voice. I don't want to sit there and talk because I might look silly or stupid or whatever. You know, you're not supposed to say
Or they
stupid
don't want
no
to
more.
get into practice because they're scared they're going to mess up.
Right. I don't want to look bad.
Yeah.
You know, I always want to look good. You're never going to look great or good.
Yeah.
Be understanding that you're going to make mistakes. You got to learn from those mistakes, and guess what? Laugh at those mistakes.
That's what I do.
And-
I just
And that way you sit there and learn from it, and guess what? Now, and you're not afraid to ask questions. You'll ask a coach whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seen it. If, hey, how am I supposed to do this? We just turn the knob. It's supposed to come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to ask that question and
even
look
if
silly
you think
like that.
they're dumb,
Exactly.
you know, like that.
And so that's how you learn. And so I can see the leadership roles that you got through ag, that they pushed you into carrying over as an athlete. And I see that. That's why you're voted captain as a JV. You voted captain as, you know, on the volleyball team, on the flag football team. And then all the managers come to you on how do we do this? How do we sit there and stack these water coolers in a truck to make sure it all
Yeah.
fits, along with the kicking net and
And
everything
all
else.
all the things.
Everything else that you haul in your truck on a Friday night and everything. You know, I can see all that. But we're talking with Emily Hester here, chairperson for June Dairy Month of Sumner County. Again, we're talking about dairy and how it all fits into being a dairy farmer and being an athlete. When we come back, we'll talk more. But right now, we're taking a break. You're listening to Off the Rails Sports Saturday on the Portland Sports Network.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
From phones and laptops to toys and tools, many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news, battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Portland High School Hall of Famer Philip Gunner Thayer. You are listening to PHS Athletics on Portland Sports Network.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that define who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new Hat Bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Well, welcome back, Panther fans, to Off the Rails Sports Saturday, episode 21. Today, we're still talking with Emily Hester, the chairperson for June Dairy Month, talking about how athletics and agriculture, farming, kind of goes hand in hand, and really learned a lot in that first hour. A lot of cool stuff that, kind of makes you go, as the song says, makes you go, If you're old like me, you would know that song, Emily, or I have no idea what you're talking about. It was a song from the early 90s. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, don't think.
Meat judging, how do you do that?
So they have different cuts of meat. So
Right.
anything you can, buy of pork. No, it's just, it's pork and beef. So I've never done it, which is crazy because I have a
Right.
meat business. But it falls during, when did it fall? Right during like flag football season.
Right.
So I didn't think anything of it. So
That would be interesting. What?
So
do
they
to
put
do
them in
that.
like containers and they're
Right.
numbered. So then you have to like guess like kind of what they are. You have to identify them.
Okay.
So and then you put
what,
them in.
what type of cut it is?
Yeah, what type
Okay.
of cut and stuff that is. But like my thing, I was gonna do it, so I was like studying for it, which like my beef and their beef are two different if that makes any sense. So like my cuts, we use Holstein cows, or steers, so we kill them, but they kill beef cows. So it's like a total different color and marbling, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense.
So like I look at my steaks and they're marbled and pretty and like vacuum sealed. And then I looked into like the book that they like handed me, and it's like bright red and that kind of stuff. I'm like, this looks nothing like what I've been handling for years now.
Right.
So it was a little challenging to like look at that, and then I realized I couldn't even do it. So I was like,
back when I was growing up, they didn't have that.
They've added a lot of competitions.
That's cool.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but she's got Milk Got Game t-shirt on. It's that's definitely, I want to get a picture of that afterwards. We'll post it along with the picture of the group and everything. But kind of going back into talk about promoting dairy in creative ways. So you did a video, you've done a couple videos, one with a couple football players out on the practice field. You said you did one with your dad where you're dancing. Video with Mike and Donna there. The video, once we get it edited and up, now that makes me, I have to go home and edit now and not just let it sit there for a day. I got to get up and get it up and on the YouTube as quick as possible for you. But how did you go about, the one with Mike and Donna is going to be easy. They're hosting it. You just answer. Same thing with us right here. And, but the dancing with your dad, and then the video with Hunter Harper and them on the practice field and everything. Who come up with, I guess, what was said, what was done? Did you come up with that?
I came up with all of that for the one with all the athletes. So I just knew, I texted Lane first because I knew he would do it.
Yes. Yes.
So I was like, I need you for a video. And I was like, get Hunter, because I knew Hunter would do it too. So I, texted
Hunter's
him.
so quiet. You wouldn't think he would be so.
We're kind of friends though.
We're kind of friends.
Like during school and stuff.
He talks. He just normally. I mean, I've coached him for 4 years, and he's never. I think he might have said, I don't know.
He's very laid back in football.
Yeah.
Like he'll do his job, but he ain't gonna put his 2 cents in. No matter, he'll just do it. Like he won't complain. This is really off track, but during football season, he hurt his collarbone. And he came off and was grabbing it. I was like, you good? He was like, yeah. And then he had to go back in. And then I was like, you sure? And he was like, yeah, I'll just play with it like this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's Hunter.
He was like, I'm not telling anybody. I was like, okay.
And Lane's 180-degree difference.
Oh, yeah.
He won't shut up.
Yeah, no, he just talks and says and does and all the things. But
anyway.
So I got them, and we had a kids camp going on for volleyball. So I knew I would have volleyball players there. So I was like, I knew I could make them do it too. Which, I mean, they're all, the 3 I got are, some of my closest friends. So I knew they would do it. And then, who else did I put in there? Just them. And then...
You had Coach's little girl.
So, yeah, Ryan. She does gymnastics, and she loves chocolate milk. Like, she drinks it all the time. And Taylor told me that. I was like, perfect. I was going to get basketball. But their practice was at, 2 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. And I had to go work. So I was like, that ain't going to work. You know what I mean? Because I wanted Fergie or Eli Ferguson to go dunk and then, or drink it, hand it to me, and then go dunk and be like, Milk gives me the power, to do that. But I never got to it. And I needed those views I needed to get out there as soon as possible so I could get as many views as possible. But the Hunter and them stuff, I kind of put it in ChatGPT, but I didn't use it right off.
Yeah.
I kind of put it in my own words. I was like, give me ideas for football players to say why milk is important. So leading your team down the field, yeah, that was chat. I didn't, you know what I mean? But making big tackles and that kind of stuff, I made that. I said that kind of stuff, and I just told him what to say. It took me 15 tries because Hunter would forget and then start dying laughing. And so Lane only had one line. Hunter had 2. And so Hunter would be like, crap. And then he would just want to start over. And I was like, okay. So that took me a minute. And then the volleyball girls, I knew I wanted them to have glasses of milk and say, we got game. And so does Milk. The question is, do you? Because that was the outro of, why Milk. And then I got Olivia. That's who I got. Our trainer for Portland. to kind of tell why milk is so important in Isabel. I was trying to hit as much sports as I could because Isabel came from golf. She had golf practice, came to volleyball. So I was like, perfect, you're in your golf stuff. Like, I can, use that. I did chat GPT that one because she was not about to say anything I was going to tell her to say, but we did that. So, I don't know. I just knew I wanted to get it out there. And then the person where we go for, the Dairy Alliance, the one that, kind of gives us the things to, promote and stuff, they reposted it on their Facebook page. And I was like, perfect. That'll give us even more views.
Yep.
So, so that kind of helped. And they don't repost, very many people's stuff for
So was
Dairy
it
Month.
your idea or Michelle's idea for you to dance with your dad and do the
So
video?
that was just out of
Or
the
is it
blue.
just
So
something that happened? Or
he was in a goofy mood. So I just set up my phone and started videoing. And I was like, dance, Dad. So I started, and then he started dancing. And I was like, perfect. I could use that. So then I just put on it our mood because it's June Dairy Month and then posted it. And now it has 128,000 views. Yeah. Of just me and Dad
the one that's
dancing.
not playing. The one that's not playing.
The one that's
you know.
just,
Dad,
Yeah.
I think he would ever go viral.
He asked me every 2 hours, well, how many views does it have now?
Really?
Legit. So it was Wednesday before church. It had 28,000 something like that. And the one I posted one that was how we feed our dairy cows, and it was at 31,000. And he was like, we need to pass Brandon, which is my nephew that does the feeding and stuff, because I videoed him. And then next thing I know, Brandon's stuck at 51,000 and we're at 128,000. And and Dad loves it. Dad loves that, he's
That's a competitor in you.
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
part of this, so let me sit there and make sure
Yeah.
it's first and everything.
Yeah, he was like, we gotta beat him. I was like, well, Dad, that's not up to us. That's
When,
just
when talking to your teammates and friends that you got to have in the video, and you explained to them, did you just tell them you was making a video, I need you to participate in it, or did you explain what it was, and did they sit there and they just kind of went on with it, or did you kind of explain why milk is important to the athletes?
Well, most of them hear me talking about everything in general, which Mallory Allen, like I said earlier, she drinks chocolate milk after practices and stuff. So she already kind of knew why it was important. And Carrie Martin, she's my best friend. So we live on the same road. She's on one end and I'm on the other. We don't have very many people in between us, but you know what I mean. There's a bunch of cows and fields. But, she's around me all the time, and she's also volleyball and football manager, so we're always together. And she already knew what I was doing because I told her, everything about that kind of stuff. And then I called up Hunter and them, and they're like, I was like, I need you for a video. And they didn't think anything of it. They're like, yep, we'll do it. I was like, I need you to put pads on, though, in your uniform. And they're like, crap. And I was like, you're doing it. And you already said you would. So, and they didn't think anything of it, which, I mean, Lane drank the rest of the chocolate milk that was in the,
Sure.
And Hunter had the whole milk and that kind of stuff, which I gave Hunter that one. This is legit what I said to make Lane mad. I said, here, Hunter, you can get the full gallon because you're stronger than Lane, and I handed him the half gallon of chocolate. Lane was mad, but, we got through it.
What's been the funniest moment during your Dairy Month activities?
Probably Hunter struggling so much in that video.
On the video?
It was, I mean, I didn't even delete them yet, but it was 15, I'm telling you, 15 takes. And me and Carrie were just dying laughing every time he would mess up. Because, it's 3 sentences.
You got to do a blooper reel.
Yeah, I should.
Put it together with everything else.
Everything that
you've done for the month, just kind of a blooper reel.
A blooper reel. That's what we needed. I think that one would go more viral than anything.
What's been the most rewarding in your opinion?
I think getting it out there to little kids that don't know, and just we've had some older kids, middle schoolers and later elementary school kids, kind of, because people don't know where their food comes from anymore. They just don't. I'm like, yes, they know it comes from a cow, but they don't know all the work and stuff that that comes with that. And why dairy, like what a dairy farm is. So I think getting to like tell them that and kind of getting it out there has been a highlight for me because it is so important to me and my family. So
What's the one thing you want people to remember about the Dairy Month campaign?
just to support dairy farmers as much as possible because it, like I've said before, it's a dying industry, and for Sumner County to only have one left, it's hard, you know, because I want them to be like, oh yeah, we only have one left around here. Let's support them, you know, that kind of stuff. I want them to, and I want them to know the nutritional value in dairy products instead of just supporting dairy. Be like, well, I'm not saying they're just going to do it just to support, but also the benefits in it. I think it's important for them to know, because if they know the benefits and they're like, oh, this is good for my body, and they go get it and drink it or eat it, it'll still support us while they're doing that, and they're not even thinking anything about it.
Right. And that kind of you kind of stole the next question, which was, with your family's farm being the last dairy farm in the county, what does that mean to you? What are you trying to do? And you kind of already talked about trying to raise the money that you would win if with the scrapbook stuff. Trying to buy, you know, starting off with your own calf or whatever, and then kind of starting your own thing, following in your dad's footstep or your family's footstep and everything. You know, are you sitting, you know, do you see yourself having your own farm down the line somewhere and then having two families now in Sumner County and trying to, you know?
That would be cool, but I think being the dairy industry, like being in it, it's hard to start in it. So my plan is to go get a business degree, come back and run the farm once my dad, you know, passes it down, which I mean, he is older. I think everybody knows that. Well, most people. So it's like, I fear that will happen in the next 10 years, that it's going to come probably to me and my nephew Brandon, which he's grown. He's, you know, family dynamics there. It's kind of weird. So it's to me, it's like, if I keep this one running, that'll be a win in my books instead of having to start my own thing. Yes, I want to start my own little herd of beef cows.
Yeah.
Just so I could sell the calves and make money off of that, because that's kind of what Brandon does too. He makes his, you know, some money off of that, but it's dairy aspect of it. I want to keep Hester Farms alive.
Do you feel pressured that you need to get into college quickly, get your degree, to get back out to start helping on the business aspect of it?
My thing is, like, I don't even want to go to college, but people said at least go get your business degree. You know, go, you know, just kind of see that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, but also I keep coming back to it. My dad's old. Who knows what can happen in the next. Not saying he's going to die.
No.
But like,
What I'm.
you know what I mean.
What's going through my head here is.
Stress.
Yeah.
It's to the point of, you can learn the business from your father
and
within a year or two. And that's the same thing you're going to learn in 4 years at a college. What I think what that is, that would be for, hey, I want to start a business, and I'm not a part of anything that is a business.
I just want to.
I have no idea how to start it, what to do, how to do numbers, all this stuff. I need to go and learn. So now I can come back and do that.
Yeah.
You have got experience. You know the ins and outs and how to deal. Now there are some other things you need to learn. I understand, but you could be taught that within a year or two and have the same knowledge as somebody coming out with it. And what does a 4-year degree, piece of paper saying that you've learned how to do math?
Yeah.
What you already know.
And that's what I've said. I've told everybody that. Like, clearly it's fine if I don't have a degree. Dad don't have a degree. Nobody in my family has one that works on the farm, and we're still successful.
Exactly.
So it's like, I could learn more things there than I can in college. But people are like, you need something to fall back on, because dairy is a dying industry. I'm like, I get that, but who knows if it's going to die in my hands? We don't know that, you know. And it's been, I've had a lot of conversations with my brother and my mama, because they don't want me to go into, like, they don't want me to farm.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of money in it, and it is a dying industry. But I'm like, so could be anything. You could lose anything I mean, tomorrow, like, like there's a lot of jobs that could just randomly go out. I mean, not saying they are, but
Anything local or locally owned could sit there and have something happen. I could own a business down here in Portland. We have bad weather, buildings destroyed.
Yep.
Insurance won't cover all of it. I can't sit there and move on. I have to sit there and make another choice of where I got to take.
Yeah, but
that
life
could
in
happen.
general too, though.
Exactly.
Whatever your degree is, you can get a job somewhere.
Yeah.
They could go out of business.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know what I'm
It could,
saying?
anything could happen.
You never know. Like where I work, if my guy one day could wake up and go, you know what, I'm tired of this, and just sell it. You know, it's just you just don't ever know what's going to happen.
And that's
one thing you need to go with is something you love.
And that's what I'm trying
Because
to do.
life is kinda short to be doing stuff you don't like to do.
What challenges do dairy farmers face today?
the inflation on the feed and that kind of stuff, and dairy, like what we earn from a milk check does not cover, like, we really are staying afloat because of our meat business. So we have Emily's Livestock, which is our meat business, and that's keeping us afloat as a dairy. The dairy's paying for itself, really, and then the meat business is paying the bills for, and paying for all the sports I do, and, putting the food on our table. So it's like the dairy's just kind of paying for itself.
So would it be a good idea, and you can't go, I mean, I guess you could go buy land somewhere, but would it be a good idea for maybe a local farmer like y'all to be able to, now that you've got your understanding of what feed needs to be made, could you make your own feed? Would it be cost efficient to grow your own stuff, to make your own blend, to feed your own cows, to where you don't have to go buy it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say that, like, yes, but equipment costs and fuel.
And you never know if the crop comes in.
And you never know
You
crop
have to drought
wise. So, like I said, the Bernards in Robertson County, they do that. But they have enough land where they can grow their own corn and that kind of stuff, which they still get their cotton seed and that kind of stuff delivered to them. But
it's all a gamble.
It is. Farming. That's all farming is.
Every year.
How
many acres? Did you already say that? How many acres you got?
We own around 450, and then we lease another 500. So we mostly do hay, and we put some cows on the other 500, and then, I mean, we have, hay everywhere, and then cows everywhere too. So, but like our dairy, like our like dairy, like cows, like they get probably 100 acres to graze. We feed, we switch fields, of course. We don't just say here, go at it.
Good.
But they get as much as possible, and then around our dairy barn, our milk barn is around 250 acres, or 250. So that's dry cows and the dairy cows, and where our barn is, and that kind of stuff. And we have some steers over there, and then around my house, there's around 200 too. So we have our calf barn on that, and we cut hay, and we have some tobacco, so it's like I said, we're small compared to a lot of people. The Bernards over there, they own all of theirs. They have cornfields and wheat fields and that kind of stuff. And like I said, their dairy cows aren't on as much pasture as ours are on. They're in a freestall barn. So they just get to sit around all day and, they just sleep and eat as much as they want. And then
I don't know, if I'm a cow, I want to get out and enjoy the weather.
I mean, that's what I would rather be on grass than.
Because you're not really.
Yeah.
You're still
but
into a bottle.
it's just, it's like, I don't know. And like I said, fuel nowadays is, and then tractor costs and repair costs, and like we've already replaced like some stuff on our bush hog, and that's just to clean some spots for cows to go. And our hay mowers, and our hay mowers have broke down, and we've had to fix those. And just think, a combine having to fix that is just, it's so much more expensive.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
And then you have to get a planter to plant that, and then you have to spray it. You got to get a sprayer, and so probably not. I think buying the feed, even though it is so expensive, is the safer route and cheaper route on our part.
I think safer is a good word.
Yeah.
Because if any other way is a gamble.
Yeah.
And if the crops don't come in, you're
then you're screwed.
because you got to buy the stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're
And
you're
seed,
double
corn,
dipping.
corn seed and soybeans are so expensive. Like sweet corn, especially. I know you don't feed that to your cows, but like that's really expensive. So and like the corn market and stuff's not that good either right now.
Right.
And row crop was the thing. Like you think row crop, you think, oh, they got money, but really farming in general right now is not a good industry to be in because it's, you don't make very much money, but
That's one thing though, and I don't know how much it helps, but I think people need to get more involved with buy local.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because one is, the food is good, right? It ain't been in 15 different hands that all they care about is how much money they're making.
Yep.
They care about, you guys care about quality,
Yep.
period.
And
so I think that needs to pick up the farmer's market stuff
I agree.
and all that kind of stuff because you know where the food's coming from. You're supporting people that you know.
Yep.
Right? I don't really know you, but I know you're from around here,
Yeah.
so I want you to succeed more than I would. I don't even know who owns the place that gives me meat at like Food Line or stuff. I don't know those
And
people.
the Food Line meat has so many preservatives in it. That's why it's so bright red, because all of the additives in it, so it can last as long as possible. Our meat, we freeze it, so it still lasts.
Right.
But it's fresh and
Yeah,
it's
and you freeze it before it gets end of shelf.
yeah.
Like it's-
So they process it and then they put it straight in the freezer in the cuts, vacuum sealed, and it'll stay good for But it's the quality difference too.
Right. And I didn't even put Emily with you to get. I don't know why, but my wife said we buy their stuff. I go because I text her, we got to go there. We already did. And I go, duh. I just eat it. I don't
You
know,
just
but
eat it.
anyway, but it's so important. And I think more involvement in community wise, people need to start. It may be a little bit more difficult to go 5 more miles to get something, but you just know the quality's better. You know the people that you're supporting,
Yep.
which is our community. It just makes like farmers market. Go get your stuff wherever they're over
produce
there. Your
and
produce
all
and
the
stuff.
things.
It's better. It
Yeah.
tastes better, and you're supporting your local people.
And you know where it comes from. Like it just
Yes.
because with selling it in the farmers market and stuff, you have to go through certain, I guess, like regulations and stuff. But like I think that's how it should be. Instead of having cows in a feedlot in one barn, where they can't move, just
right.
feeding them.
Well, that's kind of like the chicken industry.
Yeah.
We don't want to get into that.
No, like that's a whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, they
Yeah.
don't even move. They're just
Yeah, they're just there.
yeah.
It's gross.
It is gross.
It is, and I think.
But hey, we got to keep Zaxby's in them. in
Yeah, I
business.
mean,
What your favorite flavor of milk?
I like normal, but chocolate milk's good.
You going with whole milk? You said.
Yeah,
They
What
still
is
do
that?
strawberry milk and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I think so.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't see it out as, but like schools I know do,
Do they?
but
I don't think I've ever tried it, but it's there. I've seen it.
I don't like strawberry milk.
I've done it. I bought it from the gas station. The
I
Nestle
love
Quick
strawberries, but I
strawberry.
just
Yeah.
couldn't mentally get a strawberry milk on them.
That's not bad.
It's just not my favorite. Like I could drink it if that's the last thing I had, but I'm not gonna just
And
be
then I
like,
worry about what do they put in it to
That's
make
not
it
going to
taste
be.
like
That's not your
strawberries.
choice though.
Yeah, that's
Is it
not my
really
choice.
strawberries that are going in
Yeah.
there? Or some kind of
more
What,
additives. And
yeah.
that
What's your
kind of stuff.
favorite dairy product?
I like cheese. I like string cheese. Yeah, string cheese is my.
I would
But it
say-
has to be like the light string. So like, just like normal like white, mozzarella string cheese. But it has to be the light because if it's not, then it's like not as soft, and I don't like that. I know it's weird.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
I don't really have one.
You don't eat before a volleyball match?
I mean, it just so like our parents just kind of bring. They have like days that we
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
So I guess like I like a sub sandwich, just turkey, cheese, lettuce, mayo, tomato,
Okay.
just something light.
with the Coke.
Yeah, I do drink a Coke. And
What-
a Powerade. I do drink a Powerade during volleyball though, so it's not like I'm like mid game chugging a Coke. So that's better than Rayleigh.
Favorite post game snack. Game's done. You're gonna grab a snack real quick. What is it?
Milk.
Normally I just go home. I don't know.
Do you go home and eat? Do you grab something? And
Just kind of.
string cheese.
I love
String
string. I'm
cheese,
telling you,
chocolate
I
milk.
I stay having string cheese.
What's your favorite sports memory so far?
That's hard. I've gave a lot of people concussions on my team, so that's fun.
On the flag football or volleyball?
Volleyball.
Okay.
Hitting them, like
Oh,
hitting the
hitting with the
ball.
ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've gave a few black eyes. No. Okay. Favorite sports memory?
She didn't say I've done a black eye. She said a few.
Yeah,
Multiple.
no. One of them was Principal Wood's daughter, Isabel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hit her with a ball right in the face because she was walking through like a drill on the other side, and I was hit her right in the face, and it was like a few days before school. No, it was during
Before
school.
pictures.
No, it was. She had a black eye during school pictures, and she tried to cover it up, and it just looked green. I felt so bad. Favorite sports memory is flag. When that girl tried to start something with me, even though I started it in the beginning, she got kicked out.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Remember that story?
And then actual football, I think, is when I had to freaking, I know this sounds really weird, but it made me feel like a manager. So like right then and there, felt like such a manager is when I had to, this is going to sound so bad and so weird, but like when the boys needed like a massage gun to like the leg, it made me feel like I actually was important. So I was like stretching their calf
it was
and
physical therapy.
yeah, like I was actually like, decent.
Keeling down there, cramping in the calf, and you got him stretched up. And
Yeah, and then with a massage,
with the
yeah.
massage gun.
And
on
I
the
would
back.
give him mustard. I'd have mustard packets in my pocket, and I would give him mustard.
Need to get you to ride bikes with me, and you can help me out sometimes.
What's your favorite 4-H memory?
I like livestock judging. We went to, where did we go? We went to Texas Roadhouse after livestock judging. Me, Lane, and this other girl, her name's Belle, after we did it. And we were just, we were just having fun because it's like, it was raining all morning. And then we did livestock judging. And I placed 10th out of everybody, so I was in a great mood. Then we went and got a steak after, so it was wonderful.
What early morning on the farm or late night games?
I like games. I would rather play games, sports over that any day. But like that comes back to me only having so long in, sports and stuff.
If you were playing sports, what would you be doing? What sport and what position?
Volleyball, I would play middle, which that's the position I play, so I know I'm good at it. Like I know I can do it. Flag, I just wish I was faster. If I was faster, I would be a good flag player. Because I know, like, my brain registers that kind of stuff.
You see it. It slows down for you.
Yeah.
It's not fast-paced
And
for you.
some of our girls just did not know anything. I don't mind being center. Nobody else wants to do it in flag. So it's an easy
Well, it's
position
not like
to
you got to snap the ball and just sit there.
I can run routes
yeah,
and I still block, and it's not like I'm just there,
Well, so what rule changes are coming this year with flag football? Because it seemed to like they put the rule book out and y'all ain't going by it. The rusher is supposed to be 3 yards off the ball, and they are
And then
on the
some of
line
them
and
can just
automatically
be
rush.
Yeah, it's
You know,
weird. It is
and
so weird. It depends on the ref.
That's
It's
what
bad.
kind of I know it's just second year in.
Yeah.
So
And now we can punt. We punted this year. That was new. Like,
Yeah,
we
but
didn't even.
stuff like knowing if you can rush or not rush, a referee, that ought to be a no.
Yeah, and
You
but
know
it
what I'm saying?
depends
Yeah,
on.
oh, yeah.
We had one ref in I think White House Heritage, and he was like, they can be on the ball and rush. And then we come to Portland or Gallatin, and they're like, they have to be 2 yards off the ball. And that's how
That's
everybody
crazy.
else has played. It's been 2 yards off until we went to White House Heritage, and
Well,
they were like,
Heritage does things differently, just in general.
that's the game that girl got kicked out of because I was making her mad. It was fun times.
describe one word. Give me one word that describes your family.
We're kind of odd.
I would say solid, and I don't even know you guys, but to do
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
do
that's a
and have done it so long, you guys
that is
solid.
that is a good
family.
one. Yeah, solid's good.
What's one word to describe your farm?
Mm. I don't know.
It's gotta be beautiful.
Mm. Sometimes.
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 When everything's cut and
It
clean
depends,
and
yeah.
all the things. I don't know. I don't keep up with that mess. You're making my brain hurt.
Oh my
It's only
gosh.
10:45.
You was bringing us ice cream at 8 o'clock. What are you talking about? And you didn't do it.
I forgot. I was
I'd
having,
rather have steak at 8 o'clock.
that's the move right there.
Who's inspired you the most?
My dad. In every aspect of anything. He's a hard worker and he gets up every day and does anything for anybody that he could ever do. If you need him, you call him and he'll do it. He won't complain about it. And and he works super hard for everything he's ever had. So I think that's also part of me wanting to take over the farm one day.
Yeah.
It's like none of my siblings want to. It's me, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. And for being like his own kid that wants to is like he's worked so hard. How do you not want to keep it going for him? No, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't know how my siblings just sit back and be like, I don't care where it goes. And I'm like, he's worked so hard, and that's the least you can do is at least try to keep it, because he's gave us everything that we've ever wanted. He's drove us to games, no matter where they were, came to every single one of them, and he gives us, we get new shoes every year for ball, we get anything we want, and you're just like, you got it, and he's 76 years old, and I'm like, you can't, I don't know, that just don't sit right with me, so I think him getting up every morning at his age, working till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then does it every day at his age is kind of impressive to me.
What advice would you give a younger athlete?
To work hard, no matter what, even if they don't want to be there, because it'll pay off in the end. And don't be scared to do something. Like, don't be scared to jump in a drill or ask questions, because that's how you learn. You learn by experience, not just sitting on the sideline and watching. I mean, yes, watching is great, and you do learn from that, but actually doing it and making a mistake and then figuring out, well, how can I do that better? I think that's the real, winner in my book of how to learn. That's how I've learned. I just jumped in anywhere I could and was like, I'll figure it out. No matter what.
What advice would you give kids growing up on farms?
There's not very many around here. So it's hard for me to, I don't know, envision that.
It's hard to promote being a farmer when you don't have many left.
Yeah, it is. And because there's a few row crops around here, like the McLaughlins do it, and the Freemans have some, and, and, smaller farms. But I don't know. It's just, I would say just, learn as much as you can from the people around you and learn to love it.
To the listeners who's listening live today, which normally there's not very many, but then they come after and start listening. To anybody listening or going to watch the video or whatever, what would be the one thing from today's conversation that you would hope that they remember?
To support local and just dairy farms in general. So eat your cheese and, drink your milk and eat your yogurt. That they all have good things for your body in them, but not even just for the health benefits, but also you're supporting a small family farm. You support family farms when you do that. So.
Tell me about a day on the farm that you'll never forget.
Like a good day or a bad day?
It don't matter.
Either one.
Good day, bad day, funny day, sad day.
Funny day. I don't know.
When you start telling stories about working on the farm and everything.
There was this one, so it was last week. It was recent. We were fixing a fence because our dry cows have been getting out, and we were it was in this by this creek, so it was real it had a bunch of weeds and stuff. And my brother-in-law Dwayne, we were putting up barbed wire so they wouldn't get out, and he was trying to hold the barbed wire with a pair of pliers so we could steeple it to a tree.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he just fell on the ground, and me and Brandon, my brother, my nephew, just started dying laughing. It was like slow motion. He fell and he was like, ah. It was horrible, but it was so funny at the same time.
Describe a moment when sports and farm life collided and who won?
Sports ultimately, well, I don't know. I've had to be late to practices
Yeah.
because cows were out one time. So ultimately, I guess they didn't really either win because I made it to both. It was just a little late. But ultimately, really, right now, sports wins. And I know that sounds horrible, but it just does because I have enough family right now, and clearly they've been able to do it while I'm in school. So it's like I have enough family that if something does happen, they can take care of that while I have ball. So
that says a lot about your family too.
Yeah,
that
they'll-
you can trust them
to
let you be
Yeah.
young for just a little while
Yeah.
longer.
So
Let's call some people out here. If your teammates or your friends could spend one day on the farm, who would fail the most, who would succeed, and who would you give certain jobs to and why?
Lane would succeed. He's been
Well, I
he's
would say,
worked.
yeah.
He's worked with
He's
over
done
there. And he's like legit. Brandon has paid him to come, work
Yeah.
with us. He would do anything. He could do anything. Probably Carrie would, at least I don't know. I think she would be okay. I think Mallory would be the one that wouldn't be okay.
Couldn't handle it?
Yeah, I think
How long she lasted?
2 hours. Depends on what
What
we're doing.
What are you making her do?
Hauling hay.
Yeah.
I think her and Carrie, I don't know, Carrie has a good,
And y'all square bale? still?
yeah,
Okay.
thumb. That's
Okay.
Brandon's alfalfa, so it's a lot heavier than just
Yep.
normal. So,
I did that in high school. That
Yeah.
was my summer job.
this summer it was
No.
just me and this
Yeah,
summer
yeah.
it was just me and Brandon. So Brandon, I would stack them while he would bring them to me. It was horrible.
Yeah, I've
And
done
then we
that.
would unload it, just me and him. So
I've showed up.
That like you're getting nowhere.
The farmer down in Gallatin, I showed up one day. It was just me. So he took his truck, went and got his tractor, put it in granny gear,
yeah, and
and he would run up there and he got it and let it run by itself. And I would throw on one side, he'd throw on the other.
then stop
And then
and
I would
then,
have to get on and I would stack it.
yep.
And then we got to the barn and he would throw it up on the elevator and I had to stack it inside the barn.
Yep.
It was just me and him. So
Which Lane has helped cut tobacco and put it in the barn and with hay. So I knew he would be fine. I think Carrie and Mallory. I think Carrie would outlast Mallory because Carrie has the work ethic, I guess, more than Mal. I think she would
you
try.
think, Colin, you think picking up hay is more cardio or more strength?
It's both, I feel like.
You ever sit there and tell Coach Taylor to get the team out there?
Dad said that. Dad said, "Why don't we get them out here?" And I was like, "That would work because they would.
Off-season work.
Half of them would die. I fear they would all just. I'd be the only one that's actually,
You'd get a lot more respect, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, this sounds horrible. Some of my teammates hate when I have to go do stuff on the farm, and I'm like, you don't understand. This is just as much work as it is going to workouts. Like I missed, I think, a few, because last year's workouts we had to go to after practice. This year, it was optional, so only 10 people are doing it. Because I'm working, like I am. So I
If
missed.
you're belling hay, you're
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm just sitting at home on my couch.
or just milking a cow.
Yeah.
Laying down in the grass going, "Look."
And like I said, our feed sacks are 40 to 50 pounds, and I lug them around everywhere. So, I don't know. And I think they don't understand how much work actually goes into it. And they just think, well, she's just leaving just to, because she always has to do something else, And I hate it because I'm like, they don't understand the lifestyle. And if they did, they would be like, no, we get it. Go,
If,
Any doubter, come bale hay with her and then shut up.
That's really what it comes down to.
I'd put the football team out there with y'all.
Yeah, I think they would.
You'd have a couple that would handle, you
Yeah.
can handle it. They would sit there and fight through it. But I bet at the end,
They would hate everything.
they would sit there
We
and
did
tell
that in
you.
high school. Our high school baseball team would go bale hay on it. We'd
Yeah.
pick a Saturday, and they'd feed us
and all
and,
the and
and it was pretty cool because you could always tell the sissies they couldn't
Yeah.
last very long.
I say let them cut and spike tobacco too. I've done
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
but
that's-
they'll cut
that's
their
the
finger
thing.
off. You gotta be careful.
That is
you,
true.
You get somebody green in a tobacco field, bad things
That's
can happen.
true.
Yeah.
Or they butcher your tobacco.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Either
make
way,
you even
yeah.
badder.
which we've cut down on tobacco a lot, but because that's also another thing that's not making no money. It's a lot of work for
For nothing.
little,
Yeah.
you know. We raised a lot when Dad and all of them raised it, and then he got into the meat business. And it's like, this is half the work, and I'm getting paid a lot more. So he's like, I'm too old to do tobacco anyway. So now it's just Brandon Dwayne, and they raised I think 14 acres last year, and now Brandon's dropped down to 6, because he's doing sweet corn and pumpkins now. So now we're doing, just trying to see kind of what makes money.
Yeah.
Growing up, though, that was one of my favorite memories ever is tobacco. Once it rains, when you first plant it, you got to go back and replug it.
Yeah.
But it was muddy, right?
Yeah.
We would go nuts.
Yeah.
We acted like kids for sure. Then,
Yeah.
Because we'd come back all muddy head to toe
Yeah.
and then have to go to the creek and go swimming to get it cleaned off. But it was fun.
Yeah.
When did you realize that you could use your love of sports to promote dairy?
I mean, as soon as
Did you ever really think about it until it came up as a subject,
I've seen like lots of things.
or did you think about it before, and then it just happened to be your senior year, and you had to be the chairperson?
It really
and
was that,
It's
but
just the luck of the draw. It's going to be sports and dairy.
I
kinda
mean,
go
you
hand in
can
hand.
talk to anybody. If they talk to me, I'm somehow bringing up cows and that kind of stuff. So I guess like I've talked about it and talked about like the benefits of it, but not meaning to. But this year it's like full on promoting and doing. So I guess it is kind of like, you know, the theme is Milk's Got Game, and now I'm going around talking about why it is. But like, I've talked about it, just not as intensely.
What's the one thing people always get wrong about dairy farming?
They think that it's easy, or that we make so much money.
Is it because they think you just put them in a barn, hook up the hose
And then-
to them, and you're done?
Yeah, and then, you know, milk is so expensive in the stores, or dairy products and that kind of stuff, and it's like you have to make a killing. Well, we don't. You know, like they don't understand like everything we have to pay for.
Right.
You gotta
The
pay.
processes.
Yeah, you gotta pay for water. You gotta pay. You know, if the milk tank breaks, or you accidentally put a bad cow in the milk tank, you gotta dump the whole thing.
And that $3.69 a gallon ain't going directly to you.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it
that's
goes. You know,
Purity's making
Yeah.
their stockholders are the ones making
yeah.
the most.
So and they just think it's easy, and it's normal jobs. You know, you get the weekends off, or you get some days off. Well, dairy farming, it's all year, no matter what, rain, shine, sun. You know, like snow. I mean, we had to milk them in that ice storm. So, I mean, and most, I think, dairies, when we had no, we didn't ever lose electricity, but I knew some of them did, and they had to use this huge generator hooked up to the tractor to milk them. I mean, you can't just not.
Because you couldn't let it go.
No, you couldn't just, you know, let them have 2 days or whatever without getting milked, because they would all be sick as crap, you know? So, I don't know. I think they just think that it's like any other job and it's easy, and I just hope that they know that it's not. It's a constant go,
Lightning
go, go.
around here.
Oh,
Favorite subject in school?
ag,
Worst subject in school?
math.
Yeah, you told us that.
Yeah, not the subject for me.
Favorite food?
Steak,
And cheese.
a fillet.
I was gonna say, what's your cut?
Fillet is the cut.
Medium rare.
Yep.
What's your sides?
I like a baked potato, or a sweet potato,
Yeah.
like with cinnamon. Ooh, yeah.
With the cinnamon
Yeah,
marshmallows. and
I
all that
love
stuff?
I love me a sweet potato.
What's your favorite restaurant?
I don't know. I don't really eat. Oh, we eat out a lot. That's why I don't have a favorite. It's because it's just me and Dad, and we're always on the go. So it's like we just go, you know, different.
First available.
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of hit
So
whatever.
favorite fast food then? If your dad said, "Hey, we're going," where are you saying?
I don't know. His is Taco Bell. He stays saying Taco Bell.
What's his go-to order?
He gets some Mexican pizza, and with a large Mountain Dew.
Throw that Mountain Dew in there.
No, I'm telling you, we love Mountain Dews around here. I don't know. I don't really like. It's hard because it's like Portland. It's like you just got the same.
But I know you go
it's
to
not a huge
Nashville and
selection.
Bowling Green and everything.
I guess like I like Chick-fil-A, but that's just I feel like I mean,
If that's what you like. That's what you like.
I don't know. I feel like that's a basic answer. Just depends on the day, really.
What's volleyball looking like this year? What kind of year do you think you're
I
gonna have?
think we'll be decent. I think we'll have a chance, especially in our district tournament. I think Green Hill, Gallatin, Mount Joliet, they all lost a bunch of seniors, and we didn't lose anybody. So it's like our team was better last year, of course, than the year before. We won one game the year before, so progress every year. But I think since our district is so hard, because we have Green Hill and Mount Joliet and Gallatin and all of them, Hendersonville's lost a bunch of seniors too. So everybody's losing their best players,
Right.
and we're still building up from, what
Right.
we've had over the few years. We've played with each other for 3 years now, so I think we'll be decent there.
New head coach for football. A lot of seniors gone. What is your aspects for football?
I've heard that he said that they're going to surprise us, which I've not been to many
Right.
practices because I've had ball and, I've been all over the place. And I've told them that. I was like,
What are some of the players saying about it?
I haven't really talked to any of them.
Okay.
I ain't talked to Lane about it either. Or Hunter. Why have I not asked? I don't know. I don't really talk to them very much either. So,
Flag football.
we're not going to be good.
It's
I'll tell you that right now.
You got 2 of the 3 coaches coming back.
Yeah,
So
true.
not saying that the
That's
one that's not
better
going to be there, but I
than-
mean you got 2 coming back. You got a lot of girls coming out.
Yeah, but
They got to have some more how to figure out
Yeah.
who's going to play. Yes,
Yeah.
we talked about that. We
I
won't
just
get
wish
into that.
there's more athletes that would actually want to, But I don't know. We might be decent. I don't know.
I think you got a lot of young girls that learned a lot. You got to
Yeah,
see it.
but also in flag, it's like we play Mount Joliet and Green Hill, which they've all been playing and doing.
Yeah,
So it's like we won't ever be,
you're trying to catch up with the experience that they've already got.
yeah. And until we build a program, I would say a few years down the road at least, I don't think we'll have a chance to go to state or anything. But I think
Well, I
we'll
still
do
think
better.
we need to have some type of stipulation on you can't play softball and flag football.
I agree, and take up spots that
Yep.
other girls
That's
could have
something that
had,
has
and
to
then
be
you don't ever
decided,
show
so-
up to practice.
Yep.
Which that's a whole nother conversation that we've already had.
But Kyle, you got anything?
I don't. Thank you.
Coach Thayer?
No, I'm good.
Well, Miss Hester, I appreciate you stopping by this Saturday morning. I know you probably been doing work out there on the farm.
Thanks for having me.
Tell your dad thank you.
Okay.
No,
And,
for real, for doing what he does.
But I appreciate you stopping by, and like I said, I knew it was going to be a good day because as soon as Michelle sat there and said, "Oh, it's Emily," I was like, "Okay, well, we're good. We can pick a subject and we can talk about it for 2 hours with her."
Yeah.
So,
I'll
but
talk
we
to
do
anything.
appreciate y'all. Appreciate you coming by and doing this, and I'll try to get the video up as soon as we can, and the audio is live and it can be replayed. So hopefully you get all your likes and views and stuff, and so you can get into your scrapbook. And I think you definitely need to do a blooper reel
I think I should too.
with everything that you've done for the month.
I think
And,
I
if
think
you
I'm
got
going to
stuff
do
like
that actually.
But again, I appreciate you very much for stopping by and doing what you do, and your family doing what they do. And I know what you do on the volleyball court and on football and flag football. So as much as you do there, I know you do twice as much there at home and everything. And it's just gives you inspiration. It gives kids inspiration to where you can sit there and go, man, you really need to go see how Miss Emily Hester works and what she does and everything. So you need to be proud of yourself, and I know you are. Be proud of your family and what they've done and everything. So we do appreciate y'all coming in. That's going to end today's show. There will be no show next week. I think it's 4th of July. We'll take that week off. We'll come back on the 11th and we'll have Freedom Fitness here for that show. And then I think we're trying to get in the band boosters in the color guard from PHS, and then we'll start trying to book the fall sports and stuff with that coming in. We got dead period going on. No athletes are allowed to do anything with the coaches or as a team. They can use the facility as long as nobody's around. So you got dead period this week and next week, and so everybody will be coming out of dead period, going full bore into practices, middle schools, high schools. All your fall sports will be, even the band. The band they got dead period. So.
For real?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they got a dead period. They'll start on the 13th. They'll come back, start practicing. They got the scaffolds up out there, and so they're getting ready to start their fall camp for them. And so fall sports are getting ready to crank up here in about 2-3 weeks, and we'll be into fall. And even though we just had the first day of summer the other day, didn't we? So they were already talking about fall stuff. So, but it's going to be a exciting next 3-4 months here for Portland in the sports. They got a lot of questions to be answered, and like I said, you got volleyball. We can do volleyball games here. We'll do football games. We got youth going to do their games, and all kinds of stuff going on for the broadcasting crew here. So, but again, want to thank Emily Hester, Coach Thayer, Kyle Eden for coming in today. I'm Coach Almendares, and appreciate y'all stopping by and watching. It's Off the Rails Sports Saturday, and we'll see you later.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.